right, Sean Zattel here with the legendary man himself, the Bob father, Bob Arum. Bob, good card on Friday night, not a Saturday, Espinoza versus Chino. Just your thoughts on that fight to get started. What do you think of Espinoza?
Well, he shocked me and everybody else by beating Ramirez, the two-time Olympic gold medalist. That was a great accomplishment. He's undefeated. He's very popular in Mexico, and Chino is also undefeated and is popular. So these Mexican fighters fight under the radar, and then when they're brought on the big stage, many of them really perform very well. I think this is going to be a very exciting fight on Friday night.
You know, you were building Ramirez up as an attraction, as a champion at featherweight. How are you throughout the years when a guy pulls an upset? How are you always able to, make the best of that kind of situation?
Well, the fighters do the fighting. We do the promoting, and we arrange the fighters who fights whom. And if the fights always followed a script, they would be not interesting. What makes boxing interesting is an upset like Espinoza against Ramirez. Now, I think we have Ramirez. I know we do. We have him scheduled to fight next week in Florida. And if he comes through, and if Espinoza comes through, we'll match him again. We'll do a rematch. Because it was a very interesting fight the last time they fought. And everybody is jockeying in the featherweight division because the word is that Inoue next year will go up to featherweight. Mm-hmm. And then for the opportunity to fight Inoue, there's two factors. One, it'll be the biggest purse that any fighter has gotten up to now when they fight Inoue, and because he does such big business, whether in Japan or elsewhere. Also, we don't know how good Inoue is going to be, how dominating he'll be at 126. Remember, he started way, way lower, and he's progressed up the weight scale. And who knows, if one of these guys can upset him, then there'll be a rematch, and the prize is really great for a featherweight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What do you think is the most, mouth-watering, kind of lucrative matchup for Inoue at 26? Is it Venado Lopez at Dodger Stadium, like you talked about, Espinoza, one of the Mexican champions, or is it Carrington? Carrington
all three. All three are. Inoue was in New York, getting the award from the boxing writers, and stayed a couple of days to see Shushu fight. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he was impressed or not impressed, but certainly Jim Dolan would love that fight to be in the big Madison Square Garden, the big arena. Because the Japanese tourists will descend on New York if that fight is made.
Kind of like a Hamed Kelly, right?
Yeah, I don't know who's talking about Dodger Stadium. That doesn't seem to me something that we would want to do. If we were going to do a big fight in the West, we would do it at the MGM or at the T-Mobile. Because again, the high-priced tickets would all be bought by Japanese tourists, the same way they buy on the internet the tickets for Dodger games to watch Ohtani. The Japanese tourism in Los Angeles now is unbelievable because of Otani and Yamamoto. They're great sports fans in Japan, and they like all sports fans, they want to see their own kind competing.